What if I could tell you that you could escape depression by just doing this? What if you could instantly recognize that you are going into a state of depression, touch 2 points in your body, bam, depression's gone away. Now, I'm not recommending a pill, I'm not recommending drugs. What I am recommending is tapping into the resources of your own body. Right? The reason you are depressed, the reason a person gets into depression at any moment of time, it's this. It's because, number one, the breathing has gotten shallow. The breathing has gotten shallow because you are reacting to something in your mind that is disappointing you. So there is reality and then there is expectation and then there is a gap in that. As the gap between what you expect from your life and what is really there in your life widens, so does anxiety and depression. So what you need to do is you need to instantly close this gap by deepening your breath and changing your posture. And it's not as easy as just deepening your breath and changing your posture. It is something that you need to do to train your nervous system to pick up past wins, right? So let's go. The first thing that you need to do is you need to close your eyes and visualize one point in your life where nothing went wrong at all, where you expected that you were not going to win and you actually won. The reason is, in that moment when you were actually winning, or when you went and saw a result and you won, your body was at its peak moment. You were at your most resourceful at that moment of time. Right, so our goal is to draw on those feelings and bring it back over here. But the first step is to pinpoint that memory. So make a note of it. After this video, go to a quiet corner and try to think back to one moment of your life where everything went right. So for me, when I study, so I'm a mechanical engineer, but I don't work in the mechanical engineering field. I immediately got out of it. But I graduated as a mechanical engineer, and in one semester, I flunked 4 subjects back to back. And we had a thing called supplementary exams makeup exams in our college, which means if you flunk the subject, you get another shot at clearing it after all the exams. You get another shot at clearing the subject so that you don't have to attend summer school. So what happened was I had 4 subjects. So what happened was I had 4 exams to clear in 2 days. So each day I had 2 exams each. 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. one exam, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. one exam, 3-hour gaps. And I needed to clear both. And this was something that I felt I was definitely very, very hard pressed on time to study, and I was not sure that I was going to pass it or not. So I studied, I went and wrote the exam, and then I can still remember, I'm walking down a hallway. It's a regular hallway, and then there is a notice board. And on the notice board, I'm looking for my US admission number. So near my admission number, it would be my name and my grades. And I look, MOM, so Mechanics of Materials B, DOM, Dynamics of Materials C, and Maths D. And there was one final subject, it was Basic Thermodynamics E. So I got a B, D, and E. And that's all I wanted. I just wanted to pass it so I don't have to attend the supplementary exams. And I was like, wow. So at that point of time, something happened in my body where it was really, really in a superbly resourceful state. So I pulled that state and I stored it in my mind. Okay, step number 2, when you're sitting and you're visualizing this, is to create anchor points. Anchor points is, there was something that happened in that moment of time where suddenly your body went into resourceful state. So it was me. So when I saw that B, the first grade B, for me that was my trigger point, right? So I would think of that trigger point and touch this part. This is my middle finger. I'm not showing it to you, just for the purposes of the video. So I would touch this part, think of it, and then think of that same trigger point where I saw that B grade, touch this again. Whoa! And then you will see your body change. You will see your breath deepen. So 2 steps. First step, 3 steps in fact. First step is to pick that memory. Pick that memory and pick that one memory where you felt that nothing was going wrong for you and you just killed it, right? Number 2 is to go back and relive that memory. Listen for sounds, listen for people around you, listen for specific sensations like smell or something that you saw, because it was only because of the external stimuli of either your senses, of something you saw, something you smelled, something you said, or something you heard, or something you touched, that brought you into a peak moment of state. So you want to pull back that state right now. So think back, and you will know you've come across that point when your posture changes, when you're imagining it. Your posture changing is you getting into a more resourceful state. Okay, so now you've found that memory and you found that trigger point in that memory. Now what you want to do is you want to create an anchor. And the reason you want to create an anchor is whenever you're falling into depression, you can just remember that thought. All you need to do is take your finger, touch here, and then bam, you're back. Right? So what you would need to do is go back, do this when you're alone, quiet. Don't do it when people are around you. When you're quiet, alone in your room. Save this video so you can watch it again later. Remember that memory, remember the trigger point, and do this. As soon when you're remembering the memory, when you see that trigger point, touch your finger again. Touch this part of your finger, of your knuckle, this part. And then do it again. Remember your memory, remember the trigger point, and touch this part of your finger. What you have then done is you have created this trigger point that any time you are feeling that you're going to go into depression, you can relive those awesome memories and get back into a state by just touching 2 points of your fingers. It's as easy as snapping your finger. This works. Trust me, I do it on a daily basis. So find a memory that where you won, where you did not expect you were going to win, or when you were doing something and you were in such a flow state that time stood still. Number 2, go back and relive that memory and look for trigger points. Trigger points is those moments of time or something you saw, something you smelled, said, heard, or touched that immediately made you feel awesome in that moment. Number 3, relive that moment again and touch this part of your finger. Relive that moment again and just touch this part of your finger. You are then creating an anchor point in your body so that as soon as depression comes, you can bang it out by just touching these 2 points. To your success, Young Vivekananda.